What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel for another video. So today we're going to be taking the transmission from the Cummins. Oh wait, we already took that out. So today, since we've got the transmission out, we're going to go ahead and take it apart, and we're going to be inspecting all of the internal components, the clutches, and all of that, and just assess the overall damage so that we can figure out what we're going to do from here on. Whether we're going to go get a new transmission like entirely, minus core obviously, or if we're just going to end up being able to replace just the torque converter, something like that. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. But real quick, we're starving. So we got some Panda Express here.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and eat that, and then we'll jump right into today's video. Alright, Kyler got the transmission pan off.
Just getting ready to pull the valve body out. Gotta disconnect the shift linkage. And yeah, I know I don't have the best area to take this apart and do all this, but I'm just dealing with what I got. Hopefully I'll be able to take some of these parts into my work, throw them through the parts washer while I'm on lunch or something. Hoping my boss will let me do that. I don't see anything broken yet. Well, that's a big key right there yet. Alright, parking rod is off. Got that removed. Yeah, that parking rod definitely does not want to come out. So, the seals on here look good, from what I can tell. They're definitely getting old, but there's also no cracking, so that's what matters. Neither of the second gear, I don't remember what they're called, the little rods that hold the band on look like they're damaged, so I'm happy about that. This might be a mess.
Just push it as much as you can with this screwdriver. There we go. That was the way to do it. Instead of being dumb, just pry her off. Like anybody with common sense would. Once again, I know nothing about automatic transmissions. Not my forte.
So this gasket ripped.
Real quick, sorry about that palette kind of covering up the view for a minute. I'll see what I can do later when I'm editing it. Might be fine, might be not, but I apologize.
So this thrust bearing's good. We did have a gasket rip on us when taking that off. I would imagine from prying it off. But
it's a gasket, you're gonna replace it anyways.
So yeah, this thrust bearing seems pretty good though. So for my reference, and if you guys are interested, there's a little lip on one of the insides that goes down towards the valve body and torque converter, and it sits right inside this little apply piston.
Good to know.
Little thrust washer. No scalding or scarring. We're good on that. I'm happy with that. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide the transmission to the side for 1 minute here, and then pull the overdrive unit in. See if I can disassemble a little bit of it. There is a spring that holds some of the clutch packs together, but I believe I should be able to take apart the first set. Give me a little bit of an indicator. So there is a bushing inside of the output shaft, and it actually looks really good. There's a couple little micro nicks in it,
I'll show you guys.
For the most part, I don't really see much of any damage on it. That I would be comfortable at least taking that on our hunting trip before I go ahead and get the full rebuild kit. Because that's the goal of this, is I need to make sure that this transmission is good to just replace the torque converter, do my valve body modifications, obviously get my ratchet shifter, and a couple other things, just go on the hunting trip, and then come back, disassemble it all, and do the 1,000 horsepower rebuild to it. So as long as we can go on a hunting trip, I'm okay.
Yep. So there'll be plenty of more interesting videos coming out. And if you'd like to see our hunting trip and just see what footage I can come up with on it, let me know in the comments below, because I would love to make a video on that. That'd be pretty cool. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. I'd much appreciate it.
This is a big moment of truth right here. So the first steel looks really good. So I gotta flip it back up and over.
I know our lighting is going away pretty quickly. I apologize, guys. We won't be doing this in the dark. We'll probably just have to pick up tomorrow. It was raining earlier today, so we didn't really get anything done because we weren't going to do this in the rain, obviously. Stupid Montana and its inconsistent weather. These mosquitoes are like killing me.
Yeah, this time of the night we always get ate up by mosquitoes. It really does suck. There's a ditch about half a block away from us, and it's just a breeding ground for them. So while inspecting these clutches and steels, I have not seen one single score in them or anything. They still got a good amount of life left in them from the looks of it. That makes me really happy. If we can at least get through the overdrive unit tonight, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I am thoroughly impressed. These still actually have a good amount of clutch material on them with no wear. Like, if you can see on this steel, I don't see any scoring in it. It just looks pretty good. It does look a touch burnt up in spots. And then the actual clutch material, there's still a good amount of it on there. And it doesn't look like it's been spinning on that steels. I want to put my hood on to get out of these mosquitoes a little bit, hopefully. But these look good. I would be comfortable taking these on the hunting trip. Very comfortable. I'd be comfortable probably running this for a little while longer, even almost.
And it's also possible that the reason you can't drive is just because the filter was so clogged up. But that doesn't explain the crunching sounds coming from the transmission when it was running. If you guys have not seen that clip, I'll link that up here at the top, where we show, you know, how it sounded when the transmission, we assume, blew. So make sure you go check out that video so that you can see exactly what we're talking about.
And yes, it was more of a blog video than anything else.
Yeah.
So if you guys wanted to just skip through towards the middle of the video when we came out after going over the bearded dragons a little bit, you could totally do that just to hear that clip.
Yeah, I'll throw a timestamp on here for you guys so you can just skip right ahead to that.
Fighting with the snap ring a little bit too much.
Snap rings are the enemy.
There we go. And not only is this video trying to be a little informative for you guys, I can look back on it and see exactly the way it goes back together if I can't remember.
Good
but
point.
I doubt that's gonna happen. Alright, so now we gotta get that snap ring we were initially struggling with off. So that's gotta get flipped
Way
off.
down there.
So overdrive housing is bare except for the parking pole right now. All right, so with this direct clutch pack, I'm not gonna go any farther until I do a little bit more research, maybe tomorrow, because as far as I know, I should be able to take off this bearing down here, maybe, but I know that once you put pressure on this output shaft, or you know, whatever that top steel that holds these clutch material in, clutch packs, there's a very, very heavy duty spring in there, and you absolutely are required to use a press or something similar to remove it.
Yep.
Never try to just take that off without a press and something holding it down, because it is going to explode in your face and you are going to get hurt. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the Tahoe, put it in a little bit of a safe spot, and not mess with it until I get a little bit further information on what I'm dealing with. So just so I don't lose anything or anything gets misorganized, you could say, everything is, you know, has to go in the way it came out, same direction, everything. I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall this clutch pack back into the overdrive housing, even though I don't have the overdrive clutch pack and output shaft in there, but at least this way it'll have the snap rings that retain it exactly how it came out. Ooh. So on this one clutch pack, I do see a little bit of damage, but that's not something that's going to overly concern me.
It's not focusing. Yep, right there. That's not too great.
It doesn't look the best, but it's not something that I'm going to stress about on one hunting trip, one trip taking the truck out. It's just not something that I like to see. Well, after the hunting trip, the plan is get the rebuild kit and go through the whole transmission, replace everything to make sure it can support the 1,000 horsepower. Because once this beast gets a turbo on it, she's going to be pushing a lot more than any of these components the shafts will take.
And I just want to go ahead and do that now, get it over with.
And I do too. It's just finances when it comes down to it. I'm just not sure if I'm in the right position to be able to go get a loan for the full rebuild. Alright, now that those are back together, I'm going to put this in the Tahoe as well. So there's a one-way sprag inside the transmission, and that's what I'm checking right now. So it rotates the one way exactly how it's supposed to, and locks up going the other way. There's a little bit of slack in it, but that's natural. So because it locks up pretty much instantly, that makes me very happy. I'm going to go ahead and rotate it just to inspect this drum right here for any damage on it. There is a little bit of something there, but it's not anything I'm concerned about.
All right, so since it is obviously pretty dark, we're gonna go ahead and call this a night. Now that he's just gotten that part of it over with, we're gonna get everything cleaned up and put everything away, and we're gonna pick this video back up tomorrow when we have a little bit more daylight. All right, and we're back. Day 2. We're gonna tear this thing apart, see what we can come up with.
Alright, so I got the second gear band adjustment loosened up so I could take out these little plates, the anchors. They're not bent or anything, so that's good. Those are a known item for braking when turning up line pressure. Alright, so now I gotta take the pump off. And hopefully I should be able to slide everything out once the pump is off. It definitely makes it harder that I'm doing this on a tailgate, but it's what we got to work with. One of the smartest things I ever bought was this drill. Just tap everything loose with the ratchet, but it makes everything else faster. So you're supposed to use a slide hammer to take these pumps out, but I don't own a slide hammer. I don't got the money for a slide hammer.
This is why all of our videos are always budget. More like ghetto.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Not good. Now everything's coming out.
So you just went ahead and tapped on the shaft up here.
I need your help.
And it just fell right out, so.
All right, so this is all the goodies. And this is what I am scared to look at. Second gear band.
I mean, as I've stated before, I know nothing about automatic transmissions, but I don't see anything bad. I don't know what it's supposed to look like though.
All the pulls I do are typically in second gear locked up.
Yes.
So if there's gonna be damage, it's gonna be on this drum and this band.
Well, the band's definitely left its mark on the drum.
And it's gonna leave a little bit of one, but.
Got some rubbing on this.
Yeah, I don't know what that's caused by. So look at this. It's got a little bit burnt upness, but that's still got a lot of clutch material left. I don't know if you guys can see this. Still got a good amount of clutch material on it. I don't see anything broken. These bands are also known to break. The upgraded aftermarket ones are typically a one piece because these three pieces are just what breaks on them typically. But I'm happy with that.
Obviously, we haven't gotten everything taken apart, but I'm at the point where I'm thinking that the transmission is pretty solid and it was just the torque converter. That's what I'm leaning towards so far, which is good news, good news.
Maybe I can still go on my hunting trip.
Yeah.
So, from here, you do not want to mess up anything. So the pump itself, thrust washer, looks pretty good on the top side. The bushing inside is a little bit worn out.
Oh yeah, it's like hitting in that one spot.
That just shows a lot of torque gets onto that. But for the most part, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna try to save this gasket.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys where it's hitting. So you can see it's hitting just that spot. It's a little bit of wear on the rest, but it's overall pretty solid. It's just interesting. And here's everything else so far.
I did just find a couple metal flakes inside one of these actuators, the servos, whatever they're called exactly. But if you guys remember from earlier, the actual apply piston or actuator looked pretty good. So I take it it's just going through the fluid a little bit here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull apart the oil pump real quick and look at the gears inside of it. Hopefully just be able to put it right back together. There's a little gouge in the pump bushing.
Oh, that's not too good.
It's not necessarily something I'd stress about though. It just looks like it definitely could get replaced here within the next, you know.
Here, I'll go ahead and show you guys that. I don't know if you can really see, won't focus, but right in there, yeah, you can see it. It's a pretty good gouge in there.
And I'm trying to clean everything, all the old fluid out of it as much as I possibly can. And then on the reassembly here, I'll put a little bit of fresh ATF in it.
This is my first time seeing an automatic transmission taken apart in front of me, so it's pretty interesting for me.
Yes, this is gonna cause a little bit of a mess by me putting a little bit of fluid in it while it's still apart, but I'd rather know that there's something fresh in it at least.
Oh, that's cool.
You've never seen how an oil pump works?
No.
Well, technically it would sit right in the center there and then just spin like this, and then like, it's hard to explain. but
I get it. It's just fascinating to me because it's new. It's new information.
Yeah, and then the fluid would get compressed in between the veins and be shot out through these.
Can I try that?
And while I'm working it in a little bit, it is breaking loose some of that burnt up fluid, and so that'll help me clean a little bit more of it out, wipe it out, do a little more fresh ATF.
That is so cool.
This is Valvoline. I'm not going to be running Valvoline in it, but at least it's got something fresh.
Yeah, at least it's a little lubed up.
I'm going to be planning on using power-driven diesel's fluid compared to that.
Yeah, brown.
Yeah, straight brown, black. Alright, so make sure everything here looks good.
And what are you looking for?
The main goal right now is to clean any metal shavings out and see if there's anything broken.
Okay.
And there is a couple metal shavings on here, so I'm glad I'm cleaning it up.
What about like wear marks?
Wear marks, yes, but it's not necessarily as big of a deal to me, which I know it should be, but I don't have the ability to do the full rebuild right now. So as long as it can get me hunting, I'm happy.
Since this is new to me, I just want to like learn as much as I can because I've never been really into automatics. And I also don't know how the whole thing runs and how it all works. That's why that one, I don't even know what to call that.
There's only one way the bolt holes line up, so that's good. That helps me out immensely. So I'm just setting that aside for now. I feel like I'm pretty much done with that at this moment.
Ooh, are those the like clutch packs or some weird thing?
Yeah. Those are your
Okay.
clutches.
Yeah, yeah.
Same thing as in the overdrive unit, you could say.
Is that supposed to be there? And it looks like it's supposed to be there, but that's like bizarre to me.
That's a worn out bushing.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. I see it.
This thrust washer looks good, but the bushing inside definitely is worn out. It doesn't have any marks that catch my fingernail though, so it's still usable for right now. Like I said, I'm not planning on using this thing forever, so. And again, clutch packs and steels are directional. They gotta be put right back in exactly how they were taken out. There's a couple nicks. No, look at the grooves in it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the metal shavings definitely got in there to them a little bit.
That. Hear that? That was a big scratch. Catches my fingernail.
It catches my fingernail, but not enough to where I'm like, okay, gotta replace it.
Yeah.
These clutch
It's
packs
just
are,
used.
Yeah, 100%. These clutch packs are also going to be a big indicator. They're definitely wearing out. They don't got a whole lot of life left in them, but it'll work for now, you could say at least. This side's very burnt up. Very burnt.
Black?
Yeah.
Is it not supposed to be?
Look at that color difference.
Gotcha. I don't know what they're supposed to look like.
That's very burnt up on that side. I don't know.
Is that bent?
Yep. So this may or may not be how that's supposed to be, but this steel is bent.
I don't think it's supposed to be that way because I noticed it like right away.
It's because it's overheated.
Yeah, well, it's pretty burnt up.
Yeah.
There's burn marks like all over it. I want to show them. Check this out, you guys. Do you see all of those burn marks? Wow. And it is bent. Do you see that? Right here. Wow. They're all burnt.
This whole clutch pack is burnt.
Honestly, I don't know if we should be running it this way. She's just gonna blow. That one's, oh.
It's the outer clutch faces that look good. All the inners look bad. And I'm not gonna take off this sprag because that will blow up in my face. So.
Yeah, no, that's like, it's got springs. It's gonna take like some special tools.
It's the apply piston. Outside of the drum looks decent though.
Yeah, it's definitely got like some markings from that.
That's
like bracket or whatever it is.
It's not burnt up though.
Yeah, no.
So now I just gotta figure out which clutch pack that is and decide if I'm replacing it or not.
Obviously, I don't know prices yet or how easy it is to come by it. If somebody else has to do it, if you have to do it, just anything about it. But I'm voting we replace it, which I'm not happy about, but who knows? Maybe we'll be able to get her done.
Oh, it's bent.
Yeah. I shouldn't be running that. That's gonna cause all sorts of problems in itself. It'll cause them wear on other stuff because it's just not balanced out right since it's bent. Oh, we got more in there.
Mm-hmm.
This just shows I know nothing about automatics. Hasn't said that like 10 million times. Snap ring. You need snap ring pliers.
I think.
Those pliers are just like way too thick. The little ones.
Oh, look. That
You bent it.
No, that's been bent for months.
Oh.
That's why it won't grip onto anything.
Gotcha.
Alright, so clutch pack's definitely burnt up. Haven't decided what the next step is going to be. I'm definitely not prepared to get a fully built trans, but I might have to. So I'll probably not decide tonight, honestly, what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you gotta think about this and talk about it and just overall look at prices and...
Oh, I know the prices. We're looking at $8,000 plus a little bit more. And I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Yeah, we definitely gotta sleep on this one.
So we're gonna throw it back together.
It's already pretty much back together, but just throw all the last pieces on. Get her done.
Obviously, I'm not torquing anything down, putting anything into proper spec.
Well, we're just going ahead, getting it put back together. We need to take everything apart again. If need be, we'll do it, but you just need to sleep on this information since the clutch packs are all burnt up, and we'll go from there. We might end up just having to get a fully built new trans, but that might just be what we have to do now. So definitely not going to make a decision about it today, but you guys will definitely be the first ones to hear about what we end up doing. Overall, I think we figured out everything that we wanted to know. The clutches are pretty burnt up, which sucks.
Planetary gears aren't chewed up. None of the gears, actual shafts or anything, seem to be in bad shape, so at least, you know, that's good at least, but gonna have to sleep on it, figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we really can't make any decisions about it right now because, you know, this is something that involves a lot of money. So definitely gonna sleep on it like he said. We'll definitely keep you guys updated on what we end up doing, and you guys will get to see the whole process on whatever it is. So if you like this video, go ahead and give us a like, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and tap that bell if you'd like to get notified every time we post, because I upload every Tuesdays and Fridays. But that's going to be it for today's video. Just thanks so much for watching, and have a good one, guys.